morning and welcome to Centro, everyone. I'm Yadires, Nova-Salcedo. So glad to have you with us. 5 years ago, a movement was created in the city of LYNN in an effort to fight street violence in that community. It was then that the Stop the Violence LYNN Peace Walk was born, and today it is a movement that's growing massively as crime and violence is still on the rise in many of our nation's major cities. Today, we want to tell you about this year's Peace Walk, which is set to take place on Saturday, September 29th, and it's dedicated to the memory of 25-year-old shooting victim Romel Dennis, who lost his life this past June. With us this morning is Antonio Gutierrez, one of the founders of the Stop the Violence LYNN Peace Walk. Good morning, Antonio.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming by.
Thank you for having me.
And we're talking about a serious issue here. Yes. Violence. It's a very serious issue, but you have great news because you've been leaving it all on the streets for the last 10 years yourself. Talk to us about this whole movement.
Well, you know, to begin, I've been doing street outreach in the city of LYNN for almost 10 years now. And about 5 years ago, 4 other gentlemen and myself decided that, you know, I was invited to this small circle by Lieutenant Holy, who is from the LYNN Police Department, Pete Capano, who at the time was a ward counselor, who is now, I believe he's our state rep now, and John Ford from the school committee, and Rob Smith, who's a football coach for LYNN from one of our local high schools. And we met at a Dunkin' Donuts.
Yes. And
we started a conversation around what could be done because there was some random shootings and stuff that was going on in the city. In crime at that time, crime had started to kind of like a little bit of a spike in it.
Yes.
With the young people. So we decided we wanted to come up with a concept that was, first it was a catchy phrase. Okay, so what do we come up with?
Yes.
Okay, so how about just plain simple, stop the violence?
Yeah, keep it simple and
2 periods
to the
and
point.
then LYNN.
LYNN, exactly.
And so
and I'm glad you highlighted that because it's growing.
Yes.
The movement itself is growing.
Oh my
and it
God,
all
it's
started here 5 years ago.
Yes.
Obviously, it's taking a life of its own, right?
Yes.
And that's a good thing, you would say.
Other cities have, we were contacted. We have people coming from all over on our Facebook page. We've gotten hits from, you know, North Carolina, Florida.
Yes.
I mean, you name it. People from all over are joining the page. They're doing their own movements in other cities.
They want to fight violence in their cities.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's not so much, you know, fighting. It's we do events for the young people. We don't ask young people to pay for like basketball tournaments. We do basketball tournaments.
So you do a lot of great things throughout the year, and one of the things that you do is the walk. So September 29th, it's the 5th annual. So for 5 years, you've been doing it. Talk to us about the walk.
We've dedicated this one to Romel. As we all know, it was in the news. He was gunned down, murdered, and so we're going to start at High Rock Tower. We're going to march right down the street where he was murdered. We're going to go right to the Commons, to the gazebo. There's going to be music. We got a huge grill. We're going to have food.
Yes.
The kids are going to be, you know, the kids are going to be dancing. We're going to have a great time.
Who should be going to this?
Everybody. We want everybody to come out. We want families to come out.
Yes.
We're going to have a few people that are going to be talking about it, talking about the peace and stuff like that. We want everybody to take part because I mean, it's all our communities. We have all our kids. It's not just my kids, it's everybody's kids.
Yes.
And we want our kids to be able to go out and not have to worry.
So you started working 10 years ago.
Yes.
Have you seen violence decrease in LYNN?
Yes. Yes, it has. I mean, the police department definitely does their part, you know what I mean? But it's not so much the suppression. It's about we've come together as a community. We've done a lot. We've done a lot of work in our communities. Yet, like any other city, yes, we have crime and stuff like that. It subsides, but we also got to look at it. Exactly. Right? It's easy to go home and turn on your TV and watch the news and see all the negativity and click and you go to sleep. Okay. But what are you doing? So we go out, we go into the communities, we do things, we do basketball, we do football,
and now people can actually join you guys.
Exactly. We're easy to find. We're on Facebook. You can come out. You know, we have events throughout the city. We're easy to find, whether it's myself or any of the committee members.
Yes.
We have grown from 5. I think there's like 12 of us now.
Yes.
One of our committee members is here with me, which is Val.
Valerie,
so
yes.
Valerie.
Hello to Valerie.
She's there. Hey, Val.
Can I say she
Yes.
watches Centro?
Yes,
So,
yep, she said it, she said it. So, but yes.
Yes, I want to thank you so much for coming by. Continue the great work that you guys do. Again, thank you so much for the
we have bands for everybody.
Here,
yes.
And the T-shirt, and these are things that people are going to get at the walk if they go as well.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you so much for coming by, and good luck at the walk.
Thank you.
Okay, for more information about this year's Stop the Violence LYNN Peace Walk, which is set to take place on Saturday, September 29th, you can visit their social media page on Facebook. You can also get a direct link to that page visiting us online at cbsboston.com/Centro. There you can get more information on today's show and our past shows. You can watch both the English and the Spanish versions of Centro. We also want to invite you to connect with us on social media. That's on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And that will do it for this week's Centro. I'm Yadires Nova-Salcedo, inviting you to step forward to a better you. See you next week.